Hello everyone, my name is Ariana Risco and I'm presenting to you today a current event on a combination of 3 articles found in the Wall Street Journal. All 3 articles were authored by the same person and published in the same issue on the same pages, and I elected to use all 3 of these as they cumulatively gave a more comprehensive look into the happenings around the merger of the infamous Monsanto company and pharmaceutical giant Bayer. American company Monsanto has agreed to be purchased by German company Bayer for $57 billion. A merger of this scale has many rounds of approvals it must seek to avoid issues such as monopolization, national security threats, and political fallout. Here is some brief background history of the 2 merger companies. Monsanto is the infamous GMO company that is a leading firm in its industry. Bayer is a large German multinational pharmaceutical company primarily known for the development of the popular drug aspirin. This merger event is in line with a significant industry trend. Several chemical and biotechnology companies are merging to increase economies of scale and create synergies. There are several relative business issues that these articles touch on in relation to the Monsanto-Bayer purchase. The next few slides will delve into the significance of each of these. With Bayer being a German company acquiring Monsanto, an American company, the United States government has some checks and balances to make sure that the national security of our country is not compromised with this business deal. The primary agency that deals with this is the Committee of Foreign Investment, or commonly referred to as CFIUS. The review process is outlined here. This merger will essentially give the German company Bayer a direct foreign investment into the greater St. Louis area, which will become the new company's global hub for seeds. The regulatory requirements topic is significant as there are approximately 30 regulatory agencies around the world that are involved with evaluating and making decisions about this acquisition. European Union antitrust chief assured that the deal between Monsanto and Bayer would be very closely examined for legality and accuracy. The U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee is also meeting in the upcoming weeks to discuss industry competition. Here is a more detailed breakdown of the overlapping business units that antitrust companies are concerned with. Overall, there is relatively minimal overlap, and Monsanto CEO Hugh Grant has been quoted as stating, "The overlap is quite small with a few obvious exceptions. We feel quite good," in regards to regulatory approval. The ethical concerns surrounding this merger are prominent, as Monsanto's ethics have always been a hotly debated topic. The fact that the new company will be a producer of genetically modified seeds that are resistant to the specific herbicide that they also create can be seen as unethical by some. It is believed that the company producing both of these complementary products can push prices upward with the cost burden falling on the consumer, which in this case are farmers. Upward pressure on seed prices, monopolistic threats, and GMO bans are the most pressing concerns. Germany currently has a ban in effect on cultivating GMO crops. They believe that GMOs are a threat to their non-GMO crops and is overall incompatible with agriculture in Germany. This seems to be contradictory given the fact that Bayer, a German company, is merging with the leading GMO company in the world. There are some consumer supply and demand issues currently with GMOs. Biotech seed costs are multiplying while crop prices are falling for consecutive years. As shown, farmers see varying degrees of validity and benefit in the use of genetically modified seeds. The agrobiotech industry is restructuring to gain economies of scale. Reducing production costs will help cope with lower demand from their consumers tied to overall recent performance in the agriculture industry. There is still debate over the net benefit to consumers, as may have seen shrinking margins with the use of GM crops and associated herbicides. To further develop the ethics conversation, overall, having so few companies in control of the large majority of the world's food supply can be unsettling. Also, farmers are being sued by these companies for holding on to patented seeds till the next season, or for accidental cross-pollination of these seeds with other random crops, modified or not. Also, weeds and other unwanted plants are becoming resilient to the herbicides, causing a cycle of more chemicals being developed and introduced into our natural environment. Lastly, this is an increasingly global issue, with companies expanding and becoming more multinational, and some potential GMO ban loopholes being exploited via dealings with other, less regulated countries. This topic becomes personally relevant when dealing with the growing population of the world we live in. There are more mouths to feed than ever, and the resources are becoming increasingly scarce. Those of us from farming communities can see the effects of these increasing expense on biotech seeds and herbicides on our neighbors and community. Personal ethics and eating habits can be challenged when evaluating the merits or drawbacks of genetically modified foods. It should be considered if we are being coerced to eat a certain way because of incorrect notions or suggestive marketing that one category of food is better or worse than the other. Organic food is GMO-free, but we all know how notoriously expensive organic foods can become. Feeling the prices and costs at the grocery store is the ultimate bottom line of how we are directly affected by the huge industry of genetically modified crops. In conclusion, I leave you with some questions to consider, and I thank you all for your attention. I look forward to discussing this topic further and hope you all have a great day. Thank you very much.